James dunking on you, Peyton Manning throwing that perfect touchdown pass, Wynton Marsalis playing that perfect trumpet lick, Lady Gaga sold out concert performance, Hillary Clinton's speech delivery at the podium. What do all these professionals have in common? Some would say unordinary talent. Others would blame their excellent work ethic that precedes the majority of others in their respective fields. Although the talent and work ethic factors may be true, these professionals all have acquired the mastery of complex motor skills and attained excellent muscle memory. Sometimes overlooked or taken for granted, motor skills and muscle memory are critical parts of our lives as humans and is a major component to our evolutionary development. It has been suggested by a researcher and author of the book Motor Control and Learning, a behavior emphasis, that as humans, our developed cognitive capacities or our mental processes have been evolving ever since the beginning of mankind so that we can make the movements essential to our life survival. For example, our ability to run, play sports, build tools, and even everyday technology such as mobile devices has been a rolling evolutionary process from each generation to preceding generation. For example, if you would look at a basketball game from the 1970s and compare it with a basketball game in the present time, you would notice that the present NBA has a lot more precise and fast movements. This is the result of every rolling generation. Our cognitive capacity is pretty much evolving over time or whatever, and that's improving as humans, our motor reflexes. As an aspiring professional musician and college graduate, I have been practicing and tuning my fine motor skills for as long as I can remember, and strongly feel that fine motor skills and muscle memory are heavily relied on when playing a musical instrument. A recent entry in the Journal of Neuroscience states that the certain human behaviors, especially actions like fingering and musical performances, are very complex, requiring many interconnected neural networks where information can be transmitted across multiple brain regions. This being said, I would like to explain how motor skills and muscle memory function concerning the human body and the daily uses of motor skills and muscle memory in the life of a college student. First, I will discuss how motor skills and muscle memory are essential to our bodily functions. Muscle memory, or the term motor learning, is an action of repeating or improving a certain motor task and through the memory through repetition. Motor learning or muscle memory, to a degree, is said to be a permanent change and involves improving the accuracy of movements. This type of learning is necessary for complicated movements such as speaking, playing the piano, and even climbing trees, but it's also important when it comes to certain movements like reflexes. Long-term human memory can be split into two categories: procedural memory and declarative memory. Procedural memory being actions of doing a certain task, and declarative memory being the written instruction or the knowledge to do the task. For example, say everybody at least once in their life learn how to ride a bike, right? Say there's a 2-year period from where you haven't touched or attempted to ride a bike. Although the first initial attempts at riding a bike after so long may be foreign to your body, you suddenly remember the movement necessary. This phenomenon is a result of your brain tapping into your procedural memory without the need of conscious control or attention. The brain taps into the past memories automatically to remind your muscles of particular movements needed to ride or maneuver in a bicycle. Now that I have explained how the brain memorizes certain movements of the body, next I will explain how the brain signals all your muscle groups to perform in such a harmonious manner that using fine and gross motor skills in order to perform an everyday task. Fine motor skills allow you to ride, tie your shoelaces, feed yourself, and perform other activities requiring the use of your hands. The process of fine motor skills starts with the brain merging information concerning visual cues from your eyes and motor skills to control arms and hands, hence giving us the term hand-eye coordination. The other type of motor skills are named gross or large motor skills, which control the large muscle groups such as the legs, hips, and thigh muscles, allowing you to walk, sit, stand, and jump. Gross motor skills are stimulated through physical activity, which requires large movement such as walking, dancing, and running. According to a topical approach to lifespan development, gross motor skills continue to develop all throughout adolescence. The early childhood years offer the most crucial and essential time for development. Now that I explained the functionality, I will now present how motor skills and muscle memory play a vital role in the dynamic life of a college student in 3 windows: the college athlete, the college musician, and the involved scholar. First, college athlete. From the sport of football to recreation shooting, muscle memory and motor skills play a significant role in the athlete's life. Strength and endurance training helps motor neuron accessibility, which enhances communication between the neuron system and the muscles. Without this enhancement, The body as a whole will not be able to make precise movements or make instant change in direction, which is really needed in most sports. Second, the college musician. As I said before, actions such as finger or musical instruments involve complex movements which require interconnected neural networks, which information can be transferred among different brain regions. Professional musicians are said to rely on a motor system that has increased efficiency when compared to that of an amateur musician, which proves that practice really does make perfect. The involved college scholar. Many college students utilize their motor skills to a great deal every day without realizing it. Activities like operating an automobile or even trying to type or drafting a computer require muscle memory and motor skills that individuals build on for years. Ever wonder why cramming doesn't really work for a test? It has been proven that the process of studying in a repetitive manner can cause neurons in the brain to activate or leave traces of neuron activity. In order for your procedure or declared memory to pick up where it left off, repetition of the information must be needed to have these neuron traces. When cramming, the brain doesn't have the time or the capacity to leave neuron traces, causing you to forget all the information you intend to remember in the first place. In the end, the human brain is a complex phenomenon, and I have only slightly grained the surface of the functions of muscle memory and motor skill function concerning the human body, and how muscle memory and motor skills play a vital role in the life of a college student. Overall, the effect that motor skill muscle memory has on our lives is insurmountable, and without them, movement and the evolutionary process of the human culture as we know it may not exist.